Hey, Radman, this is Trevor just responding to your post. And just kind of want to give you some of my thoughts. I've started to type up a chart and mark it up, but I figure it might be easier just to kind of talk through the chart and kind of give you my interpretation. Um, yes, trend is definitely down and we are below the support level. I think this definitely has potential to make a new low. Only thing that has me concerned about this is this trade channel and this very high level of supply from an oversold condition. Um, I know I often see this as a red flag, and my interpretation is generally this is being climactic. Um, when you see, like, here's an example where very high volume after the move is after we had a significant move, and here, you can even draw a trend channel here, and as you can see, it's definitely overbought and had very high volume. And it marks, in this case, marked the top of the market. Um, the same thing could be done here. You have, the trend channel drew, and you are oversold in this trend channel. And this is very high supply in an oversold condition. And again, here's another example. Oversold in this trend channel, very high volume in an oversold condition. Um, and I see that potentially here as well. This initial supply, it's just the beginning of the move. This is the first impulse. So I would definitely short this first bounce. Here you have a level of support. Um, but once you are able to draw a trend channel and you get to the bottom of it, I generally don't find my best trading opportunities down in these areas. I mean, it could easily go down. I do like the fact we're under here. I think it might be worth taking a shot on that trade, but I just thought this was an interesting thing to point out because I see this happen time and time again. Also, I like to do what are called symmetrical moves to kind of see if we've made a symmetrical move, and we actually came pretty close to making a symmetrical move between this wave and this wave. These are all telling me this there's potentially a bottom being put in here. And if we can trade back above the support level, I think this could definitely result in a change in trend in the market. A little too early to say. Um, and if you look at the hourly chart, here I'll kind of show you my interpretation of this as well. Um, Again, we have a trend channel that we can draw. Not really oversold, but we have shortening of the downward thrusts, and demand comes in. And this is the largest demand since we began the sell-off here on the 24th. This is also a red flag to me. We are under a daily support as well, but let's see right around here. And I think if we take out this high, I mean, this is the way I like to play these things. I don't like to assume this is changing behavior. So whenever I label it, you see me put question marks all the time because I don't want to marry myself to any one given interpretation. But this is telling me that this demand is telling me that there's a good chance this could be a trend reversal, also coming from an oversold condition on the daily chart. And there's also a 310 oscillator buy set up here as well. So I like to play these by waiting for a breakout. If we can break above this fractal here or this high here, I think the market can move higher. Also, I noticed when you entered your trade, I'm not sure what you're using for your triggers, but I never got the no demand wave in yet. The wave hasn't turned back down yet. Um, and in fact, we have a little bit of a key reversal bar here to the upside, uh, telling me that price could go a little bit higher, and it did result in a little bit of a bounce. So you might have been prudent maybe to wait for either a support level to break, which nothing broke, or a key reversal bar to get you in, or a wave, a change in the wave, uh, which we finally got here. But when you see this could be considered effort with no result, but I probably would wait for a no demand before getting in, or maybe a break at the support level. As far as your credit spread, I think it looked pretty good. You had that structured right. 48 cents is actually decent credit to get on this particular trade, and if it's right at the money and it expires in the next 7 to 8 days, or 6 to 8 days, I think that's a good distance to sell on an hourly chart. Um, you wouldn't want to write them that much farther out because there's a good chance that uh, you may be right, but if it's written like 30 days out, you're not going to get much money out of it, and it could come back up. But anyways, just wanted to give you my interpretation. I think if we start breaking these lows here, I would probably wait for a good signal. I mean, I can see where you might think this is effort with no result because we did go under resistance and couldn't move higher. And so that's also a potential interpretation as well. Again, I would put a question mark. And I would wait for the market to tell you which is correct. But I did want to give you the alternative interpretation. Um, sometimes have two different views of something, so I can switch quickly. Uh, I but if this market is oversold, we do have lots of indications that this trend will at least tire out for a while, maybe consolidate a little longer. So, anyways, hopefully that answers your question, and uh, keep the questions coming. I like answering them because it kind of helps me solidify what I'm doing as well.